13 months, I've experienced for the first time what it truly means to live. It started in Thailand. I went to work on a pretty remote organic farm, and I was joined by two Mexican guys and then a guy from the Netherlands, and we just clicked. And that was pretty much the first month. For the next one, I went to Cambodia. I worked as a tour guide on a pepper plantation which produced the best pepper in the world, so this was an absolute dream. I could eat it every day and take tourists on the tours and talk about pepper production and this and that, and everybody was on vacation, everybody was super happy, so this is probably like the best job I ever had. I loved Cambodia, really. Next month, it was Laos. Very rewarding job of teaching kids English, kids who have never seen a foreigner before, a remote island in the middle of the Mekong River in the south of Laos. It was a beautiful place. And I just happened to have my birthday there, which I celebrated with the other volunteers in the middle of this island. We went in the middle of the night. It was absolutely beautiful. My longest stop out of all was Malaysia. I worked in a hostel for 3 weeks, and it was absolutely amazing because it was just full of young travelers that I can interact every day. We played chess together, and we cooked, cleaned, smiled, everything. It was fantastic in the north, in the Cameron Highlands. Quite good friends with two girls, and we decided completely spontaneously we're gonna go to Singapore together for 3 days, which is pretty damn cool. Gordon Ramsay restaurant, which was one of my dreams for a long time, and we went. And the crazy thing was that Gordon Ramsay actually saw my reel that I posted on Instagram about that and liked it, which is my biggest social media success in the world. I returned to Malaysia after that for another month and stayed with a family who had a bunch of animals and 3 kids, and it was a bit hectic, but I loved it. So it was a lot of fun. Indonesia was one of my favorites, absolutely beautiful. I traveled from Java, from Jakarta, the capital city, to the north of Sumatra in Medan, which is long journey by land, by hitchhiking and buses and everything, but it was very difficult because they don't even read or write most of these places, so let alone speak English, so traveling there was really difficult. Once I was even in like a very remote village in the middle of nothing, staying with a local family who lived like 500 years ago. No electricity, no modern like passports or anything, really. It was awesome. Philippines weren't really my favorite. I had quite a few not so great experiences, mostly with greedy people, like walking ATM I felt. But the country itself is beautiful, and I also had some good experience, many good experiences obviously. It's beautiful rice fields. I got my first tattoo there, met some lovely people, and overall great, but not my favorite one. After that, it was only the one country left in Southeast Asia, so I went to Vietnam. Beautiful, beautiful north. I went to the Ha Giang Loop and incredible mountains and landscape and lovely people, great food, very, very cheap. One of the lowest currencies in the world, so it's good for spending. Yeah, Vietnam was great, but at that time I was a bit tired of Southeast Asia because I spent 8 months in all of these countries and they're all kind of similar, so I needed something new. I decided to go to South Korea for the particular reason to fly to my next country because from there flights are the cheapest. But I stopped in South Korea for 3 weeks and I liked it. It was beautiful. It's quite expensive, much more than Southeast Asia, but it's totally different culture and everything, so it was very, very good for a change. Every country I visited so far is at least a little bit similar to the others. But there's one place on earth that's unlike anything else. Mongolia, to me, nothing even compares to it. It's otherworldly. The landscape, the low population is just nature and very little people. It's just different world, and it's something I really recommend you experience. I worked on a remote farm in the middle of nothing with other volunteers, which was great, like young travelers together in the middle of nothing. So we would spend all day together. We would even either love each other or hate each other, but luckily we got along very well. And after that I went on a 4 days horse trek among this nature, and just incredible best experience of my life. My country number 30 was India. Very different from anything else. The traffic stopped because there's many cows on the road. And nobody can kick them. I went on a ranch kinda to ride horses again, and somehow I just got a very nice host who would treat me very well, and I ride horses on this Indian countryside with not so many people around, which was great, and good food and Indian rich culture, and yeah, India was a really special one also. After that I went on a short trip to the Middle East, to Abu Dhabi for 4 days. Not much to say about that. It was very hot, like 45 degrees even when it gets dark. So not really my favorite. I don't recommend. But afterwards I went to Turkey for 6 weeks and I loved it. I worked on kind of like a mountain Airbnb. I cleaned a little bit of house and cooked a little bit, and we did some yoga next door with a beautiful view. I loved it with Deborah and Type, two amazing hosts. Deborah was also a chef, so we cooked together dinner parties for people to come and pay us money. So we did like really professional, good dinner parties. That was awesome. And then I went to the west side of the country also.
Okay.
Turkey, good food, good people. Nothing bad to say about it. After that, I returned back to Europe and went to Albania for about 6 weeks also. I worked at a guest house with a lot of young travelers. It was a big group of young, amazing people, and we danced, we cooked, we laughed, we sang, we hiked. It was awesome. It was one of my favorite, really special places in Albania. After that, my final stop was Serbia, when I stayed with a local family with 4 kids, which was very hectic because the kids were just hyperactive and crazy, but it was all good. Beautiful landscape, and yeah, we had fun also. It was not so easy, but it was good. Serbia was also nice. And that was it. I returned home after 404 days. Long, a trip of a lifetime, and I came home with so much more memories, so much more knowledge. Not even that little less money, because I only spent about 3,000 or 3,500 euros. So that's pretty good also, so it's totally possible. I would definitely recommend it to anyone. It was by far best experience of my life.
Just take a video moment. Just go.
Looking back at the past year, I cannot believe how fast it went. I just received a reminder on my Google Photos. 1 year since, and I was in Laos. I celebrated my 22nd birthday. So today I'm already 23, and it seemed just like yesterday, like a year is gone. But at least I made a good year. I made a memorable, amazing, best year of my life. So I think that's what we should do, because we only get one chance at this, and let's make it count.